Hi, hello, Paul here again. Now, please bear with me because I put a video up this morning and for yesterday, and everything was fine. But I come up this afternoon to put up another video, and without changing anything, all of a sudden I've got an echoing in the audio. So bear with me. This might be a little bit. The talking on this might be just a little bit distorted, but I will get it sorted for future videos. Now, I did promise you this week's videos will all be from artists who have passed over and died. Now, today I'm going back to 1990, which was a great year for us as a family. I'm going to be playing Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You. Now, in 1990, we as a family, Olive, me, and our three girls, we were enjoying life in Brighton. And my two eldest girls, who were 13 and 12 years old, became interested in singing. And they made me buy them a boombox, one of these big blasters, radio cassette thing. They take this uptown with tapes, and they stand on the town centre of Churchill Square in Brighton and busk. And this is one of the songs that they used to busk too. They then got interested in writing their own songs. So I got them a musical producer, and with the money that they made busking, and a little bit from mum and dad, they went into the studio and they recorded and released a 12-inch single on their own label. Thinking back, it was called One Wet, Three Dry record. Record. And it was because if you stand on the beachfront in Brighton, you can walk one way and get wet, or you can walk three other ways and stay dry. So hence one wet, three dry records. Now, someone at Channel 4 here in the UK saw them and decided that our family might be the kind of family to represent the family of the week on the soon to start Big Breakfast show. And they asked us to travel to London for a week. They put us up in a 5-star hotel and appear on the pilot show, which was a week that wasn't actually aired. Now, when we started, it was absolute chaos. If you imagine Chris Evans and Gabby Roslin, brand new show, and a family there didn't know what the heck they were going to do. It was fun, to say the least. And I turned around to Chris on the first day and I says, well, what do you want us to do, Chris? This was within about 5 minutes of the show actually starting. And he says, I haven't got a clue, Paul. He says, we want you to just join in and help us. Never having been on TV before, but we did. And so our claim to fame in that sense is the fact that we decided what the family of the week on the Big Breakfast did. And it was great. They started the following week with a different family, but then about 6 weeks later they called us back to do our show for a whole week, actually going out live for the week. Now, obviously, the Big Breakfast was a great thing for us. Our kids loved it, our family loved it. After all the upset we've been going through, it was terrific. A white guy with a black woman and mixed race children on television showing the world, or at least showing the UK, that it was okay to be mixed. And we loved it. However, in 1990, although the Big Breakfast, like I say, was huge for us, there's one other thing that happened that would eventually move us in yet another direction. In the summer, my mum and dad visited us for a week from Derby, and for the first time ever in all my years and all those years together, although I had a big interest and loved to go fishing, my dad never actually came with me, and he never fished. He'd never even held a rod. He came down with me onto the marina, and I showed him what to do, and he cast in, and within a few minutes he'd got 4 or 5 mackerel, and he was over the moon. He was like a little kid who just discovered the candy shop, and it was such a fantastic moment to put in our memories. He went home and he was really struggling with his breath when he went home. And I said to my wife, I said to Olive, you know something? I don't think my dad has got long left. Now, he was 73. He did have an enlarged heart. He was somebody who'd smoked all his life, and he did have, like myself now, wheezes and short breaths. And it suddenly dawned on me that my dad wasn't immortal. And I thought, all of a sudden, that he was old and frail. Anyway, later in the year, in the September, I was in the garden one morning, working away. It was a Saturday morning. And I got a phone call from my sister to tell me that he'd suddenly passed away. I think it was from this moment where I started to feel isolated. I started to feel that my wider family wasn't there. So from that moment, I started to get itchy feet, secretly harbouring the desire to return home. This would take another 6 years. And we did eventually return home when other members of the family started to become seriously ill, and we did not want a repeat phone call. Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You. Well, she was an Irish singer, songwriter and activist. And her 1990 album, I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, was her biggest commercial success. It sold over 7 million copies worldwide, and its lead single, written by Prince, Nothing Compares to You, was honoured as a top world single of the year. That's world single of the year by the Billboard Music Awards. Now, the video was directed by John Maybury, and it consisted mostly of close-ups of O'Connor's face as she goes through the stages of sadness and anger while singing. At the end, you got views of her walking through a park in Paris, and it showed 2 tears rolling down her face, one on each cheek. And she said afterwards that they were real tears. She didn't intend to cry. I should let this happen, she explained, that the tears were triggered by thoughts of her mother who died in a car accident in 1985. So, terrific song, massive, massive hit in the year 1990. As I say, worldwide hit. Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You.
It's been 7 hours and 15 days since you took your love away. I go out every night and sleep all day since you took your love away. Since you've been gone, I can do whatever I want. I can see whomever I choose. I can eat my dinner in a fancy restaurant, but nothing, I said nothing can take away this blues, 'cause nothing compares to you. It's been so lonely without you here, like a bird without a song. Nothing can stop these lonely tears from falling. Tell me, baby, where did I go wrong? I could put my arms around every boy I see. They only remind me of you. I went to the doctor and guess what he told me? Guess what he told me? He said, girl, you better try to have fun no matter what you do. But he's a fool, 'cause nothing compares to you. All the flowers that you planted, mama, in the backyard, all died when you went away. I know that living with your baby was sometimes hard, but I'm willing to give it another try. Nothing compares to you. Nothing compares to you. Nothing compares to you.
What a beautiful voice, bless her. And what a tragic life as well. I suggest anybody who doesn't know, they Google her life. And understand how hard it was for her. Now, the girls were courted by quite a few people within the music industry. Michael Ball's manager, the Cookie Crew's manager, and the Cookie Crew wanted to sign them. But at 13 and 12, or 13 and 14 by then, I thought, no, well, me and Olive thought, no, they have to finish school first. By the time they finished school, they'd discovered boys, and the singing took a back seat and eventually fizzled out. But they had a fantastic few years enjoying themselves. Okay, so like I say, I apologise for the sound quality on my voice. I will do whatever I can to try and get it sorted. Don't forget, subscribe, like, tell me what you think in the comments, and I'll see you again very, very soon. I love you all. You take care now. Bye bye.